And welcome back to our NCAA football win total series. We are on in the Big Ten. We're on to Rutgers. And Greg Schiano's got this team back to respectable. He was great in the late, the 2000s to 2012, 11 before he left. But Schiano came back in 2020, went 3-6, 5-7, then a bowl loss in 2021 to go 5-8, 4-8 in 2022. And that brings us to last year. They open up the season, Northwestern, Temple, and Virginia Tech, all at home, all wins. They lose to number 2 Michigan, then they beat Wagner, lose at Wisconsin, beat Michigan State, and at Indiana. They lose the next four, though: Ohio State, at Iowa, at Penn State, and Maryland. They end up beating Miami in the Pinstripe Bowl to end up 7-6, and Rutgers is looking to improve. It's got to start at quarterback, though. Scarlet Knights were not good at quarterback last year. They bring in Ethan Callie McManus from Minnesota. He was okay last year, 14 touchdowns, 9 picks. He can run the ball, though, and running's going to be a big deal for them. Kyle Monanga's back, 1,262 yards and 8 scores. Samuel Brown's the backup. There's a ton of depth at running back. They have a good offensive line. Fewest sacks in the Big Ten last year. 4 starters return. They just were great last year. I think this offensive line is going to be good. Receiving core, Christian Dremel's back. He was the leading receivers last year. They bring in Drymere Miller from Monmouth. That should see some volume. So I really think this offense is going to take a step forward this year. The defense kept them in games. They were 16th in the nation in points allowed, and they did it with the worst pass rush in the conference. Both ends are back, though. Wesley Bailey and Aaron Lewis on the end. They may not generate sacks, but they're going to be great against the run. They bring in Malcolm Ray to help in the middle, plus Keontae Hamilton's there as well. Robert Longerbeam in the backfield or in the defensive backfield, going to be great this year. He's a pass breakup machine. They have 3 great safeties that combined for 205 tackles last year. And then they do lose their top linebacker, but Muhammad Touri's back. Tyreen Powell returns after just missing most of last year with a back injury. Big thing, if the passing game is effective this year, they should be much better. And we look at their schedule, and it definitely starts off very manageable. August 31st at home against Howard, I think that's a win. September 7th, they get Akron at home. That's a win. September 14th is their first bye. September 21st, they're at Virginia Tech. I think they lose that one. September 28th, they're at home against Washington. I think there's a little bit of a hangover. They lose that one. Then they hit the road October 5th. They go to Nebraska. I think they win that. October 12th, Wisconsin. I do think they lose that, and they're sitting at 3-3. UCLA comes to town on October 19th. I lean win there. October 26th at USC. I think that's a loss. Then their second bye is on November 2nd. November 9th, Minnesota at home. I lean win. November 16th at Maryland. I like this team this year. I lean win. November 23rd, Illinois at home. I lean win there. And November 30th at Michigan State. I think that's a win as well. Over-under sitting right around 6.5 most places. Even if they lose one of their last 4, I think this team finishes strong. I have them at 8-4. They can go 7-5 and still hit. I think this team's going to hit the over. We're going to hit over 6.5 plus 100 at FanDuel, and that's going to be our pick. If you like this content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.